Good afternoon. Welcome. The only word I know in Chinese I learned 2 seconds ago, Joseon, which means good morning, but that's as close as we're going to get. So welcome to the Lunar New Year. I'm Susan Felice, the Life Enrichment Manager here at Stoneridge Creek. So I welcome everyone, all of our guests today, and our dancers and entertainment. And I wanted to introduce Miss Kate Gong, who has put this lovely program together for your enjoyment today. And it's a labor of love. So with that, I introduce Kate. Come on. And her lovely committee. Yeah, Kate does have an entourage wherever she goes. And they're the best dressed women around, I must say. Here you go.
We're doing our fashion show right now. A little bit of applause, please. Thank you for taking your time out from this afternoon. You have so much that you can do somewhere else, but you would like to be here to celebrate and kick in the Lunar New Year. What animal is it this year? Yeah, my two grandsons up there are really jumping at the, what year is it, Marco? And Eddie? See, I got them all trained. It's a dog. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Oh, he's taking German lessons. He's trying to tell me what the dog word is in German. Yeah, Grandma can't hear very well, so I can't tell you. But that's Eddie, my grandson, and Marco and my daughter are here as well too. Thank you for coming to welcome in the Lunar New Year of the dog, 4,216. That's as far back as the Chinese calendar records having the celebrations. So we're kind of concentrating this year on chopsticks. That's something that most East Asians use for their meals when they're eating. And some of us who love Chinese food or Vietnamese food, we use the chopsticks. So we're going to kind of concentrate a little bit on the chopsticks a little bit throughout this program. But right now, the last couple of years, I've written articles and I've talked about how I celebrated in San Francisco, Chinatown, where I was born, one of 12 kids. And it was an experience every Lunar New Year when we decorated our house, when we visited. But this year I want to invite two of our residents here, and they will share with you how they celebrated or will celebrate the Lunar New Year. So first of all, I would like to introduce Eleanor Fong.
Good afternoon. And like Kate said, my name is Eleanor Fong, and I'm a newbie here. My husband and I moved in 3.5 months ago now. It's gone by so fast. You know, I never thought I'd be standing here though.
She was very brave when I asked her
Yeah,
2 months ago.
I know, I said, I don't do things like that. So here I am. But anyway, I just wanted to really recognize the Stoneridge Creek. I think it's wonderful to celebrate the different holidays of the different cultures. That was a real, I was excited to hear that. Starting with my story, okay, my parents immigrated to the United States from China, and they settled in San Francisco. And so I was born in San Francisco, the eldest of 6 kids. And shortly, before I started school, we moved to Oakland. And so that's where I feel I did most of my growing up years. And but Chinese New Year's is a big holiday in the Asian community. It's the biggest holiday that we celebrate. So I have a lot of good memories about that. One of the things that you did when you prepared for it is you made sure your house was spick and span, because you had to be organized and the house had to be clean, because you wanted to make sure you got rid of the evil spirits that might be lurking around. So that was a real, mom used to just ingrain that in us, about how clean the house had to be. And then on top of that, it prepared the house for the festivities of having visitors come visit and things. So there was a two-pronged thing there. And then there's you decorated the house with oranges and tangerines and this fruit that is like a big grapefruit, and it's called pomelo. And there are reasons you use these particular fruits, I understand, because the pomelo meant abundance. Oranges meant good fortune, and the tangerine meant wealth. So as visitors came to your home to visit, that's what they would bring, oranges and tangerines. And so when you go into an Asian home during this season, you will see oranges and tangerines on their tables and things like that, you know. Another thing you did too was to pay off your debts. If you owed family or friends any money, you wanted to pay it off before the new year started. So those were the things that have been ingrained in me as a child. And we used to go to San Francisco Chinatown, and we would go to the parade. The parade was a big thing. But it was kind of a scary thing because we would go and there'd be the lion dancers, and then there'd be the dragons, but there'd be these firecrackers that were going all over the place. And so I was always scared to go. So it was kind of like scary but festive. So anyway, so that was my remembrance of the parades in San Francisco. Another thing we did, Chinese New Year's was a time where my parents struggled financially, but Chinese New Year's, everything was just, you know, she would make new clothes for us. There were 6 kids. We all had a new outfit to wear on Chinese New Year's. And there was special dinners, special breakfast. Mom would close the New Year out with a special meal, open the New Year up with a special breakfast, and then we would have, we would have our big New Year's dinner. So I remembered when we would go visiting, the thing you would bring is your oranges and your tangerines, and you would bring a red envelope. If there are children in the house, you would bring red envelopes with money in it, like this, you know. So the kids, we all loved that. So anyway, that was my memories of growing up as an Asian American celebrating Chinese New Year's. Fast forward, I would have to say with my own family, we celebrated much differently. We would gather and have a meal together. I still give the kids out there their little lacies, and one of the dishes that my mother used to make, which is called jai, which was a traditional Chinese dish made during Chinese New Year's. I still make that. You know, it's a dish where it took dried vegetables and fresh vegetables, and it was a lot of preparation, but it's so good. And there was another dish, another dessert that we would have. I don't know if you guys are familiar with sesame balls. Jin Dui? Okay. Well, my mother made the best. I haven't found anybody that makes it good like her, but there's a technique to it. And when it's done right, the sesame ball is about the size of a tennis ball, and it's light, and it's crispy, and it's hot, and it's chewy. It's just really yummy. Well, mine always turned out like a rock. So I stopped making that, and, you know, so I buy a lot of things at Chinese New Year's now. But anyway, I just want to thank you all for hearing my story, and I want to wish you all Gung Hei Fat Choy.
Thank you, Eleanor. I grew up in San Francisco Chinatown, where she was born also, and remember many of those festive times of the parade. And again, very scared of because there would be dragons. We're having lions today, but when you get dragons, you get 150 people lifting up this dragon, and it's all lit up, and there's firecrackers blowing up everywhere. So thank you, Eleanor. Really appreciate your story. We have also a pioneer who also has some stories to tell about her Lunar New Year, and it's the Vietnamese style. So let me introduce to you NgaVu Sims.
I need a glass of wine or something.
They actually sipped some before the show.
Good afternoon. My name is NgaVu. My husband and I moved to Stoneridge Creek more than 4 years now, and we are so glad that we are here. Because who can deny all these wonderful people here, right? And I'm so glad I be a part of you. So that's wonderful. I would like to talk to you a little bit about the Vietnamese tradition of the Lunar New Year. We call it Tết Nguyên Đán. We made it short by calling it Tet, T-E-T. Well, as Eleanor was mentioned, before Tet, the house must be cleaned and organized. So, and then we have to stock food for enough for at least a week or two for the supply for the kitchen. And then we decorate the mantle with 5 types of fruit and colorful flowers. And then we buy a lot of gifts and bring them to relatives and close friends. And the food, the gifts are usually edible. Some of them only available during Tet. And we buy a new clothes for the kids. The first 3 days or 4 days of Tet, we get up early, dress up, and get ready to welcome our guests that come into our house. We also go visit relatives and friends. When we enter people's homes, we always say our wishes according to their age and their circumstances. For toddlers and infants, we would tell them that we wish them will eat a lot and grow rapidly. For older kids that are in school, we would wish them will do good at school and pass all the tests. Well, that's all I need to share. Another thing is that 3 days of Tet are very important. We have to be at our very best. We have to be kind, be positive, and be cheerful. As you can see, I'm smiling all the time. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share with you my upbringing tradition. I wish you will live long and in good health. Chúc mừng năm mới. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you, Eleanor and NgaVu, very much for your stories, and Gung hỷ Phạt Choy.
Gung hỷ Phạt Choy. Chúc mừng năm mới.
Yes, Gung hỷ Phạt Choy. Okay. I told you that we were going to talk about chopsticks, so somewhere along the way we've got to start talking about chopsticks here. We're going to have a DVD, and it's going to be on chopsticks. Chopsticks was actually used as far back as, they say, 5,000 years in China. It started in China. It was generally a twig in the beginning to stir food. And it wasn't until a couple of hundred years later that they start having 2 of them and then using it to eat food with. So in this video, what we're kind of demonstrate is what the traditions are during the Lunar New Year, but the chopstick is always going to be in each one of these stories. One of them is this little girl who doesn't know how to use chopstick and her mother's trying to teach her. And again, a tradition of trying to teach our children how to use chopsticks. Now, my 2 grandsons here do not use chopsticks yet. I'm still working on them. Yeah, and so that's one of the vignettes. One of the other ones is a pregnant couple. They're having their first child, and the husband brings back this chopstick representing the anticipation for the new baby. So that's the second story. Another one of the stories we honor our elders even after they've passed on. You'll see a man from San Francisco, Chinatown, where I grew up, and he's saying to his children, I'll see you tonight. But then he goes and he does his prayers for his parents who are deceased. So that is also a part of our custom, to be respectful of our elders. Another one is about friendship. You will see a rural community that is celebrating the New Year. And there's a big family and they're gathering together, but there's a widower who is all by himself. And you can watch that for yourself and see what that means in terms of friendship. The last one is going to be about long life, a big family getting together, and the significance of the noodles. When the young man lifts up this white noodle, it's for longevity. You don't cut the noodles. It's for prosperity and happiness. So I just kind of want to explain it because it's in Mandarin. There is, there is, that's why there's a reason for all this, right? Why is she talking so much about the movie when there's going to be a movie? It's in Mandarin, but there is English translation, but should it be too quick and you miss it, hopefully you can just surmise from the photos themselves what the meaning of for each one of the venues and what the chopstick is doing in that story.
一陣再俾你食咧，好唔好？我哋食乜乜乜啊！
好啊好啊好啊！嚟！哎呦！嚟試下呢樣啊！嚟！咦！呦！哇！好食啊！好味道啊！
吃鸭来了！今朝妈妈讲侬用筷子吃饭，好吧？ 不好用吊缸，今朝刚过来了哟，开始用筷子。我这样也夹不起来饭。这样子拿筷子，捏好。不好。不好。肯定不行。这快不要紧啊。怎么又夹不起来？哦，哥哥可以啊。怎么办？阿拉再试试看，不要紧啊，不要紧啊。阿拉是中国人，中国人侪要用筷子，晓得伐？得到了伐？哎。好棒！是不是夹起来啦？ 开心吗？好，侬吃吧。是不是用筷子实际上蛮简单呀？吃到了吧？
好，餐饮单啊，大先生，好。大家万事如意。
妈，回来了，3年没回来吧，想死你了。
这回回来多住些点吧啊。
行。
Okay, I see you guys tonight. Bye bye. 爸妈，过年了，我给你们拜年了。
新年快乐！
好，齐老师。 哎，老王！哎呀，走，我们这是，我这出去玩。哎呀，这是真正的主席的，哎呀，我是晓得主席跟你说，多个人多双筷子走，不要客气，不要客气，哎呀，
气啥子嘛？多双筷子噻！哎呀，今天过年，我们高兴，高兴，高兴！
哎，老王，我想你了说。
爸
好了。
今天东西特别多。
傻瓜。
再过2个月啊，我就当爸爸了。
往这儿，我看看，哎，好。
展翅高飞，
年年有余，
五谷丰登，
长命百岁。
I hope that you enjoyed the. When I saw it, I just said, "This is my family. This is my community. I want to share what it is for us when we celebrate the Chinese New Year's." And as you noticed, the meals are all in big tables with 10 or 12 entrees. That's why it's all cut into small pieces, and that's why you need chopsticks to eat in the Chinese meal, so you can get the small pieces. And that all came about during the time in China when it was a famine, and it was very, very difficult during those days to spread the food amount. So they cut it into smaller pieces, and that is originally why they started using the chopsticks. And so I wanted just to give you a little background on that. Okay, now I have another wonderful surprise for you. When we have our newbies, Sharia Yu. I'm sorry, Y-E-H. I pronounce it you. I hope it's you. Yeah. Okay. Sharia, yeah. I asked her, I said, you know, we kind of want to get some, our newbies, our people in the New Garden Terrace involved in this. And so she said, well, I have a dance group. Would you be interested? Ooh, would I be interested in a dance group? Well, this is a very wonderful group of young ladies. They are professional. One is an electrical engineer, as far as I know. And there's one that works in a legal office. One is a mom of a couple of children. And there are 5 of them. But they come together to practice because they wanted to learn classical Chinese dance. And that's how the group formed. And so we are going to have them perform for us today in their costume, which is just elegant. So right now, we're going to do the first one. It's from a story written by a Chinese author about these women who grew up in the island, and they're looking for their perfect love and their young love. And so this is called The Young Love, and the dancers are Wendy, Wang, Susan Su, Mingming, I think I forgot one. Okay, Susan Su, Mingming Xiao, and Christy Lau. So if we can have the music, we'll have our first dance called Young Love.
什么？
怕什么忘却浮过去，怕什么见你情归，只愿天长地久，与我意中人情相随。
The young ladies are going to change because they have another dance that's even more dramatic. This one is very classical and is very smooth. And the next one that we're going to have is going to be a Gung Hei Fat Choy. It's actually for the Happy New Year. And so it's a kind of a different rhythm. But these young ladies have been practicing. It takes years to get the grace, the timing, and to be able to get together because they all have careers and they all live in the San Jose area. So we're very happy that they were able to come and perform for us. So they're going to do a little a change in their costume. So if you want to just take a break for a couple of minutes, go ahead and stand up and take a break, and they'll be right back. big hand for the whole group. We're going to have the whole group come on out. They are such a delight, and they really enjoy practicing with each other. I had so much fun just watching them practice the other day. So much energy and so much liveliness in it. Now, Sharia gave me some lessons in Chinese. She actually teaches Mandarin to some students, I believe at the senior center or the library, one of the. And so she gave me some sheets. So she's testing me to see if I've at least learned how to say Happy New Year in Mandarin. So I'm going to try. And Sharia, if it isn't correct, then you let me know. Okay. 新年快乐. Hey, this is pretty good. See, I have a lot of Mandarin speaking. And in Cantonese, it's 新年快乐. Now, I'm going to wishing you prosperity. This is a little bit harder. 恭喜发财. 恭喜发财. Okay, that's pretty close. In Cantonese is 恭喜发财. Wishing you a lot of prosperity and good fortune and good luck. Okay, so right now I want to see if my dancers will have a chance to come out. Yoo-hoo. Do you want to come out and take a bow? Come on. Yes, please, all of you. And also, Susan, okay? Yeah. I would like to just have one last clap for this wonderful group. And Susan, who has been, she stepped in. It's a long story. There they are. Which one? Wendy. Which one is Wendy? Put your hand up. Wendy. Wendy Wang. Susan Su. Yeah. They're also lovely. There's one in between. Mingming Shao. Mingming. Christy Lau. Jasmine Chen. And the step in at the last minute, we won't go into all the details, but Susan stepped right up to the bat to help these ladies practice because the other one, unfortunately, made a flight reservation at 10 o'clock this morning and took off for China. And so Susan was so wonderful. Susan, please step up.
My name's Judy.
Give Judy a big hand. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. They are so lovely. NgaVu says, gee, Kate, you got it all together. As you can tell, I didn't have that one together too well. Yeah, we did have a sip of wine, and NgaVu is responsible for that, David. She said, how can I speak in front of 300 pairs of eyes? So she came up with the idea, hey, let's have a little something to drink. Well, then Eleanor says, no, I'm going to get red and I won't be able to speak. And I said, okay, NgaVu. So we had a little bit of it before the show, so we have to admit. That's why I didn't know it was Judy instead of Susan. Now, in the tradition of the San Francisco Chinatown and all through the world where the Chinese are coming together, Friday is New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day would be Saturday, next Saturday. They are all going to their families for meals. It's a time of bonding. It's a time of putting aside all the anger or whatever disagreements you have and celebrate the New Year together. And one of the things that they do then is to celebrate, and at the very end, whether it's Tet for 3 days or a week, or the Koreans for 3 days and the Chinese for 15 days, there's always a dance. We have a lion dance for you. We have brought back, by popular demand, CamBinh Nguyen's group from San Jose. So they are about ready. Last year we had a lot of comments that it was a little too loud with the drums in the front. And I saw people putting their hands together. So we put them in the back this year. So no complaints, please, this year. Okay, I'd like to present to you CamBinh Nguyen. She is the owner. She's back there. She's waving her hand. Please give her a great hand. She's going to lead her group of lion dancers to come up to kick out the old spirit and to welcome in the new spirit. Cam Nguyen, please, a hand for her. She's been doing this for 3 years for us. So well done. She's going to go in the back, she says, and keep the noise sort of in the back. And yeah. Now, the students, the dancers are actually usually 2 men, one on top of the other. When they start getting up high, you'll see them. They're acrobatic, they're martial arts students, they're Kung Fu students, very athletic, very young, very wonderful young people. So we're going to start now with our, I'm letting Cam get into positions with her. They have cymbals as well as their drums. Okay, Cam, whenever you are ready. We are ready. Bring your cameras out. think they scared away the evil spirits? Yes, yes. And a hand for CamBinh Nguyen, also in the back with her symbol. What we're going to do now is to thank, first of all the drummers and all the dancers. If you Lions want to get back upstairs, all 4 of you upstairs. Can you go upstairs? Yeah, all 4 of you upstairs. What we're going to do is, first of all, I want to thank all the people that helped make this program so special today. Then we're going to have a photo shoot. Yeah, these are the wonderful people that were doing all the clanging of the cymbals. Look how little they are. And I want to take a photo of this group first. If you want to take a photo of this group, then let's go ahead and do it. And then afterwards, we're going to have people line up so that you can actually take a picture in front of them. But we don't want a mass chaos here. So we'll take one picture right now of the 4 lions in the back and the kids that were doing the cymbals in the front. So if you want to stand up and take a photo, you can do it now, but we're going to do it later too. Okay. What we're going to do now is first of all, thank all the people that were so instrumental in making this such a festive thing. Then we're going to have a photo shoot, okay, at that. And then we have refreshments in the back that's been beautifully set up for all of us too. So can we first of all have our hands for all of our helpers. Sharia Yi, stand up. Sharia, thank you so much. And can we have the dancers? Are the dancers still able to stand up? All of you? Now we have, thank you so much. You're so beautiful and your dancing was so lovely. Yeah, after. Okay, Lisa. Okay. We want to thank Lucille, Lou, and Sylvia Lowe. They're going to be demonstrating how to use a chopstick. So do not hesitate. Go back there, get your snack, ask them how to use a chopsticks, and they'll show you how to do it. Okay, that's Lucille and Sylvia Lowe right here. Okay, and then we have Carol Hussey and Lori Suzuki who hand out the programs. You want to stand up? I mean, without these people, we really couldn't do this. It really takes a village. Then there's Ron Hare. He did the DVD for us, and I think Candace was involved with it. Barrio was involved. There was other, but Ron, my buddy, he's just my buddy. Joan, I'm not going to take your husband away from you, but he's my buddy, kind of thing. Thank you so much, Ron. Couldn't do without you. Susan, where are you? Activities director. She's way in the back there. Roseanne and Candace, all 3. Could not have done it without it. All the decorations, particularly the lanterns in the back, they really helped it. And there are so many things that were going on, and they could fit us into it. I think the food and beverage, Zach, I think he stepped out. But we're going to have a wonderful snacks and refreshments in the back. And Zachary and his crew was responsible. And then EVS for setting up the chairs and everything here. So what we're going to do now is, if you would like to take a photo, okay, with the lions, they're all going to be, ooh, boy, are they ready. We need to have a line set up here so that we can do it kind of, not so chaotic as I have the last few years. Stand over here, and then we'll have Eleanor and Phil will help us bring each one up so you can have your photos taken, like standing right where I am. And, we will take your photo, or if you have a camera, we will take your photo for you with the camera. Can we have children's first? Can we have children? Do we have children here? Can we have the children come up first? And Phil and Eleanor. Okay. If you have your camera, we will take it with your camera. If not, I'll take it with my camera. And then for the adults, if you would like, you can certainly come up after the children. There are also snacks in the background, so please, if you want to do that first, go ahead, and then the lions, our lions will still be here for a while. But, okay, so that's it for now. Thank you.